a little loud.
I can hear it.
I like it.
Welcome to this week's HolmesCountyTicket.com podcast. I'm Paul Luddy, along with the biggest Ryan Goings fan on the planet, Dave Mast. How about those Brownies last week?
Yeah, something like that. And I'm a Browns fan. And
You got the orange shirt on. You're
I
rocking
do.
the Cardiac Kids color here.
Well, I couldn't wear it for the last 4 days. I felt ill in my stomach, so I thought I'd just put it on today before they play again. Then I made it to wear it the rest of the year.
Yeah. Of course, Dave Mast just did a good blog on the Browns this week. You should check that out on HolmesCountyTicket.com.
It's a sad story.
It is a sad story.
I'm much recovered, though, from my experience.
So we're joined here today by West Holmes volleyball coach Jim Park.
Yep.
Jim, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks again for being here. It's great.
Of course, your lady Knights are out of the gates, and they're running here. They're 9-1 on the year. Is that right? Yeah. 9-1. You're ranked number 11th in the state in Division II. Kind of the start you expected for your group.
Yeah, we thought we'd be 9-1 or 10-0. And to be honest, we gagged away the one. Well, we led 17-12.
And that was against Lexington on the road,
yeah,
right?
And found a way to lose that one. And then we led 10-5 in set 2. And once again snatched defeat from the jaws of victory and lost that one. So we're 9-1. But overall, we've played very well. Tournament last weekend, we played very well.
Now, who did you play in that tournament?
We started off with Akron Hoban, and we played Nordonia, the host school this year, and then we played St. Thomas Aquinas at the end. And we went 3-0 and won them all, and very convincingly, I guess, 2-0, and they were not close scores. And the kids played well. For a Saturday after a football game, rainy day, rainy
Long
night,
trip.
2-hour bus ride almost one way. You never know what's going to happen. But they did a really good job of keeping their brains on the court and staying focused and playing with determination. So that was a big thing for us.
And for those of you who aren't aware, all four of those schools are nicknamed the Knights. So hence the Knights quad.
Whoa, that's a mind blow.
Took a while to set that baby up, let me tell you.
Took us some work to do it.
So those were just best of 3 games. Is that how that works?
You have to in Ohio. You're only allowed to play 2 out of 3 if you have more than one match in a day.
Gotcha.
So 3 out of 5 normally, 2 out of 3 if you have more than one, which we had 3 that day.
So now you kind of get back into the conference here. Tonight you guys play against Worcester. So I mean, still big expectations, even though you had your only loss in the conference. Still big expectations to finish well in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, we say every year, and some people don't believe us, I don't think, but we really don't focus on our conference at all. We never have. Not because we lost one match, but we've never been about winning, being one of 8 teams. We'd rather be 4 of 196. And that's how we approach it every year since I've been here. And if you play good teams and they beat you, they're better, or whatever the reason is, if it makes you better a month from now, that's better anyway. We look at it as we have 14 matches in our league to practice before October, plus our non-league schedule.
Yeah.
And we've never emphasized, beat Orville, beat Worcester. It really doesn't matter. We just want to play the best we possibly can. We played Triway. It took 2.5 hours to play them. And for a while, you thought it was their world championship up there. They were going to win the world championship. And we're trying to figure out why we haven't won an hour ago,
Yeah,
what are you doing? And we don't put an emphasis on any one match.
Gotcha.
I think that's too much of a rah-rah effect, and that's kind of not how we do things.
And with your connections, especially up north in northern Ohio here, you're able to kind of go up against some very talented teams from up there, scheduling-wise. You really do get a lot of top talent from up there.
Yeah, we do. And our scrimmage schedule the same way. We spend 3 days all day doing the same exact thing. And we go this year to a new event in Pickerington North Invitational, October 17th. So some Columbus teams, too. We may well see in the regionals if we make it and they make it. So try and play the best teams, and you lose some in the process, and that's how it goes. Why be 22-0 and lose the first round of sectionals?
Okay, I got to ask you this. This is way off on a tangent, but a year or 2 ago, I stopped in one of your practices, and you guys were practicing with like blankets spread over the bed. What's the purpose of practicing with so you can't see the other side?
So I can see how bad we really are. No, it's called curtain ball. And what you do is you work on your team's communication, ability to react, and play at a fast pace because the ball's on before you know it. It's funny you asked that because last night our JVs practiced a drill with that, and we were talking about it as varsity coaches. I was talking with Laura McDermott, who's the new coach this year, played for me in club, played in Division I 4 right at Morehead State, and is a teacher now at Kilbuck. Great person, wonderful person. And she said how much fun that was, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, yeah, but I won't lie to you. I don't think we should do that. She goes, what do you mean? I said, to be honest, I think Lauren could hurt somebody. If the ball's on you before you know it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
And we only have two kids, a trainer told me last night, John said hasn't seen all year. We have 5 kids out of 8 right now hobbling around or hurting the back or shoulder or knee or both. We've only had 2 kids he hasn't seen. I mean, that's not real good. No, I take it back. We've got 1 kid he hasn't seen, Brittany McCauley. And no, that's not true either because she got hurt during a scrimmage, she thought, night before a scrimmage. So he's seen everybody. He doesn't even remember so many times he's been in there. Kara's been there for a month and a half. Lauren's been in there a month and a half. Casey Lepwall's now has a back issue. Rachel Lerman's shoulder kind of, sort of, or knee kind of, sort of. Katie Walsh at Triway hurt her back. Madison Cox shoulder got a little bit sore. She hurt it last year really bad, so we're trying to watch out for her. Michaela, night before a match, of course, actual match, same as last year. Did a digging drill in practice, went for the ball, cracked her head in the floor. Thought she was going to be out for a concussion month, whatever it takes nowadays, and she wasn't. Everybody's been in there.
Perhaps Coach Malbridge could loan you guys his pads and you guys could suit up.
There you go.
Something. I mean, people always tell me.
Wrap you in bubble tape.
People always say our teams play like guys, and maybe we shouldn't. I mean, maybe punch each other out. You know, it's just how it is.
So now, Park, you're in your 20th season at West Holmes.
Yeah,
you
West
said
Holmes.
32 coaching years overall.
Yeah.
Is this your last year? A little tougher question.
A little tougher question. For high school, yes, it is. And it's nothing to do with our kids, nothing to do with are we going to be any good or not, nothing to do with our administration at school.
Right.
Everything is perfect, in my opinion. Bottom line comes twofold. One is, do I want to watch Kara play in college? Of course I do.
Yeah.
Secondary, maybe more important, more important reason is, in Ohio, if you coach your high school players, you cannot coach them during the club season. So that means from November till June, before nationals anyway, I can't coach Lauren. And her future is, at this point, appears to be pretty good. And having coached Kara all those years, I don't think it's fair to Lauren to not coach her at the highest level. So I can coach her for 3 years at a high school volleyball level, or 12 months a year, including 9 months at the highest level in the country. So it's kind of a no-brainer. And like I told Linda, to be honest, after 32 years, at some point, your own kids got to come first. I'm sure I'll be around the gym every day and the kids are practicing. I'll be at to help whoever the coach is out. But it's in her best interest. And for example, tomorrow morning, she leaves tonight after our match to go to Canton to stay overnight, and she's flying to Houston tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, for a recruiting visit. She comes back from there and she goes to West Virginia University for a day for a recruiting visit. Comes back from there 2 days later, goes to Pittsburgh so I don't want to shortchange her, and that's just what it is.
Well, definitely will be an end of an era, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And my wife even said that your wife Linda was a little upset that she was going to have to drive on this trip to Texas.
She didn't drive anywhere.
She doesn't like to drive in that city traffic.
Oh, she's worried about driving in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, they're going to fly down, but she's going to drive once they get there.
Yeah, she is. And that's, yeah, you can start praying now. After watching her daughter Lauren do the cones the other night at school, I can tell you what, she's not going to be any help.
Wasn't there a story about Kara when she took her driving test? Did she run over cones or something?
9 times out of 12 that before her test.
There you go.
But Lauren got stuck in the cones last year.
Oh, that's what it was.
She couldn't get out. She couldn't get out. Then she tried last week. Dad, can I try again? Sure, let's see how you do. Bang, bang, bang. They're awful. Go home. Let's go.
Well, it's just a good thing you're coaching volleyball and not driver's ed.
Not driver's ed.
Now you could, though.
Yeah.
If you're not going to coach volleyball, maybe that's where you're...
That's my calling.
Yeah.
I think the golf course might have more to say about that.
Yeah. Now, you're 11th. We'll get to golf later. You're 11th in the state. Does that mean anything at this point? You said the conference didn't mean much to you, so I'm guessing that this probably doesn't.
No, we told the kids every night about it. Actually, I forgot to tell them when it first came out. I just didn't pay attention, I guess. I'm a voting coach. I didn't tell them. I finally figured out I didn't tell you guys something. So I told them, and their reaction was pretty good. Now their reaction was like mine, like, really?
We can be that good? Yeah.
No, that bad.
Oh, gotcha.
Because the teams ahead of us, a couple of them scrimmaged, and one didn't score 15 points. And so at this point, you look at records, and they're 8-0, they're 7-0. They must be really good, and they're really not any good. But with the kids, you can do one of the two things. You can take it as a compliment. That 11's pretty good out of 190-some teams. Or as an insult, and prove to people you're not out of it. And we'll see how you do. You got to decide that.
And that ranking's not going to win you 1 point against Worcester or Orville or any team down there.
All it does is make teams play harder against you.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Usually.
This year, we talked. This is your 20th year. What makes this team different, other than your daughters are playing on it, maybe, than some of these other teams you've had in the past? State runner-ups.
Well, I mean, obviously, every team is different. Any coach, any sport tells you that, they're all different. This one, a couple things they played since they were in 5th grade. That's kind of an odd thing to have happen in a public school.
Right.
I mean, if you're at St. Louis Recruit, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen here.
Is that a real school?
Oh, I'm sure it's not. But so that's different, obviously. They're all great friends. You'll always have that. You have 6 seniors, all who start. And so at some point,
So it's really not a different team from the last couple of years. It's not
they were there last year, yeah. Differently, from an athletic standpoint, we have experience now we haven't had overall, and we have good size, which we haven't always had. So those are the obvious things that people stick at the court. They're pretty tall. They're athletic. Those are things you can look at and say, well, that's different. And the times of Lindsey Bird being 5'5.5", playing outside and dominating, now you have Lauren 6 foot tall. And instead of having middle hitters like Tristan Dye, who was 5'8.5", 9 on her best day, now we go 6'1" and 5'11", 6 foot.
That's a big difference.
So that's something we don't usually have.
Yeah. Although Lindsey Bird's still one of my all-time favorite athletes I've
Best ever.
I mean, I can't think of too many athletes that I've enjoyed watching more than her. Just her intensity was just brutal. And boy,
She played in the alumni match she played in it, dominated defensively. She'd be the best libero around anywhere right now, even now. She's unbelievable.
She was a talent.
Better than Philip Shafter? I thought he was one of your favorites.
Philly is. I do like me some Philip Shafter.
You have to like Philip. He's a great kid. He is.
We miss him dearly this year.
Yeah, we do miss
He's
him.
back at football games. Auxiliary police.
Was he? Oh, that's right. He's
yeah.
Yes.
On the sidelines. He's still in the house.
Yeah, he's been a HomesConnecticut.com favorite.
Pinocchio returns. Nice.
And
return of Pinocchio.
he was Pinocchio.
No, he's fantastic.
He's a real boy.
He is a real boy.
And the sad part is you guys know all that stuff.
That's because it's Philip Shafter, man. We know all the stuff.
That's important.
Did you have any other questions for Coach Park, Dave?
No, you guys, expectations are always high, but with this group being a senior group this year, there's so much experience here. I'm sure that even has to lend itself more toward being, setting your goal very high this year.
You have to. I mean, if you don't, either A, you're kidding yourself and lying to yourself and your team, or you're not very good.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Then we do have high expectations. As a matter of fact, one of our shirts that the kids make shirts of every year for practice. We practice in the same color shirts every night. Pink one night, blue one night, red one night, whatever it is. And in the front of the one it says, great expectations require great effort or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it does. You've got, you figure you have Kara, Rachel, Britley, Michaela, who started all 4 years. Katie Welsh came in and started in tournaments and served the rotation for freshman year. But 5 kids have been in there since 9th grade. Math has started the 10th, 11th, 12th grade. Katie Lebelau last year, this year, 2 years. And Lauren's only a sophomore, but when you've played all over the country for 8 years already, it's pretty experienced.
Yeah.
And you can't hide the fact that you've got, Britley's a tremendous basketball talent, going to Ohio Dominican. So he's a Division II basketball recruit in college. Athletic, you're going to, athletic as heck.
Sure.
You got Rachel, 6'1" almost. She's going to Edinburgh University on a volleyball scholarship. A really good Division II school. You got Kara, who's All-American twice in Division I forward in 9th grade, and Lauren being recruited by Division one school over the country. And you got kids like Madison, Michaela, Casey, and Katie, who anybody want to have them.
Yeah.
You know, so we can't lie about it. Now it's not a given.
Yeah. No.
You know, this year would be the toughest sectional district we've ever had, probably overall, all the teams included. So you got to get through all those things first, and then go from there. But no, we have aspirations and goals are pretty high, and the one goal that matters is, well, you have to stay healthy, you have to be lucky. But the goal that matters is get better every night, play your best by tournaments.
Yeah.
If we do that, I think we'll be in great shape.
You know, I can't.
No matches off.
I can't imagine that there's a team in the state of Ohio who, in terms of starters, would have as many years of experience as you guys. I mean, you look at your starting core of kids there. What, 7 kids?
8.
Counting the libero.
Yeah, 8 actually.
8 kids. I mean, most of them are 4 years. The others are 3 years.
Right.
I mean, you add up those years. I don't think another team
Right.
in the state has that kind of experience.
Probably not, but one thing other teams do have is a lot more kids that play club volleyball in the off season, so they get an extra 9 months some of our kids don't get.
Yeah.
And a lot of them play at a higher level of a club team some of our kids play at. But you know, it's high school still,
Yeah.
so I think talent for talent, person for person, we'll take our chances.
Yeah.
You know, see what happens every night.
All right, Coach Park, we're going to stop being serious here for a little bit. And we're going to play a little game we call hashtag. So, pretty simple. You got a marker board there. I will give you and Dave a person, place, thing, and you got to come up with a hashtag for it.
It's not a race, right? I'm kind of
It's not a race.
Okay.
Just, don't take a half hour to write it down, but
I'll try.
I got my hashtag right there.
your
Oh, I have to
hashtag,
do that
and
too?
yeah, you have to include the hashtag.
Too many rules.
So write your answer on the board, and then we'll say I'll give a point for the best one. First 1 to 3 wins. Okay. And also, real quick, your hashtag can be more than one word.
Okay.
So example, if I said Tiger Woods, your hashtag might be washed up, done.
Why bother?
Why bother?
Sexiest man in the universe.
It's in his head. Something like that. Okay. Then you kind of got to explain your answer a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be a huge explanation, but okay. So we'll play to 3.
Okay.
First
Once I
one.
win, it's okay.
First one. Lauren Park. Of course, Jim's sophomore daughter on the team.
Oh, my. That's not even a fair question.
Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one to start.
I never haven't had 24 answers.
We'll start with Dave while Jim's still filling this
All right.
out. What do you got, Dave?
I said hashtag huge upside.
Oh, good. Well played.
She's already an awesome player, and I think that we haven't seen yet just how good she could be. So, and that's my hashtag for her.
That's a good one. Okay, looks like Park's filling in his answer here. And it's a long one. It is worst driver ever.
Garrett was terrible. That was not very good.
I'll give the point to Park to start.
That's good.
Oh.
Good move. Quality move.
He went back to the
Yikes.
he brought the driving thing we talked about earlier. in the
And
show
it went full
back.
circle there.
So that's
Genetic.
full
Mom
circle.
bad, daughter worse, daughter worse. How's that for a
Yeah, you better stop having kids, or they're gonna start hurting people.
Yeah, right. Never been proven, by the way.
Coach Park's up 1-0. Number 2, Johnny Football. Of course, looks like he might be playing again in week 2, as Josh McCown has not passed his concussion protocol yet.
How can you tell?
Of course, he came in reserve after McCown got lit up on the goal line by a good Jets defense.
They are. They're talented.
They hit him in the head. Should have been a penalty.
I thought
He threw himself into their hands.
He helicoptered
Head
him for a year.
Okay, we'll start with Park
Wait.
on this one. He's got one more word. He's got long hashtags.
I had to explain myself.
We're gonna have to give Park a character limit next time around.
He needs a bigger board.
I write big printed letters.
Okay, what do we got here? Who beats him up first, his team or the opponent? That's good.
I went with
X Brown in 3 months.
They already cut prior.
I'll give Dave the point on
Oh,
that
that's
one.
bad.
I'm giving Dave the point on that one. because
Mercy point.
I do believe that
Mercy point.
he will definitely not be a Brown for very long.
We couldn't be so
If they
lucky.
had anybody
Yeah.
else. I mean, if they had anybody else. Okay.
Well, Pryor's starting to look pretty good.
Not with us. He's gone.
Number 3, it's 1-1. Number 3, Donald Trump. Of course, the big Republican debate was last night. What a hashtag for Donald Trump. Of course, the big craze on Instagram right now is Trump my cat. People are brushing their cats and then using that hair to put on their cat's head. You seen that?
No.
We'll start with Dave this time. It's his turn to go first. 1-1.
I'm not ready yet. You can start with Park.
I'm ready.
Okay, Park, what do you got? I just became a Democrat. That might be a point.
You know what? I'm going to erase my answer. I can't compete with that one.
You're not gonna
I'm not
do
going
it?
to answer. I can't compete.
Okay.
I can't compete with that.
Well, then you lose a point. You're down 2-1.
There's no way I can make it better than that.
Okay, Park's up 2-1.
Uh-oh, pressure.
That shows a wit that we rarely see from Jim right there. So congrats on that.
I can practice once a year for this one.
Okay, number 4. We're going to go to the golf world here a little bit.
All right.
All right.
Jordan Spieth.
I knew that was coming up.
His last 4 rounds have been pretty rough. He just teed off about an hour ago and he's already 1 over. But he's also won 2 majors this year and he's still in the hunt for the FedEx Cup. We'll start with Dave this time because we start with Jim 2 in a row. Tiger who? You got to explain Tiger who.
Yeah.
You got to explain
Tiger who? Tiger who? Tiger Woods. Who's that? Because now that Spieth is here, nobody's going to remember Tiger's.
Definitely has the big no. But if you go to an event, I bet you more people are following Tiger than are following Jordan Spieth.
Not for long.
What you have to pay.
Not for long.
Tiger's next fantasy. I will give the point to Dave.
Just to keep the game going.
Just because it's 2-2. It's 2-2 and the next one wins. Okay, we're going to go to a coach here. Let's say Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer. Of course, the Buckeyes are out to a 2-0 start. Crushed Hawaii last week.
Boy, Urban Meyer.
People are saying he's the best coach in the country.
Boy, just nothing witty's coming to mind here.
I gotta be serious.
Well, I give you my last one if you want to try that one instead.
What's that one?
America's Got Talent, which
No.
ended last night.
Awful. It ended before it started. Urban Meyer's okay. Let's work on this.
Oh, I was going to hashtag Urban Meyer for America's Got Talent.
There you go.
Okay, Urban Meyer. Okay, I'm ready.
What do you got, Dave? We'll start with you.
I went with
Eat
Eat It SEC.
That's a good one. Of course,
Mark's scrolling furiously over here.
in Florida got Urban Wheat. That's good one. I'll give Park the point for the win. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay.
Cool. I love that kind of stuff.
I want you to know I haven't won one of these yet.
I love that kind of stuff.
Good stuff.
This isn't like company golf, is it? Where the client always wins. You feel yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's all right. I'm not a proud person. I just want to
Dave is about what 0-24.
Yeah,
now
my
in
running
our
streak.
games.
I'm right there with playing the Holmes County Bucks in their annual basketball game.
I don't mind how I win, just so we win. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, we're going to finish up the show here with our shout-outs. So we're going to go through a couple local athletes who are making headlines. First up, Megan Candle, the Highland Girls soccer player. She's our Troy Miller Agency Player of the Week. Dave, you saw a couple of the girls, Highland Girls games last week. She looked pretty good.
Physically intimidating. I mean, Megan is just a big, strong kid in the middle of the field. Anything that goes in the middle, and she's aggressive too. She goes after it, and she's a little bit Brennan Coyle-ish in terms of her size and strength. I mean, you don't want to run into her because you'll probably lose that battle.
Dave, you also saw the girls golf team play last week in Jocelyn Troyer. She took 40. It was their second 40 of the week, and she helped them to a tri-match win.
Yeah, that is a talented team there, which if they play like they're capable of playing, they will make it to state.
Yeah.
And they got a chance to do well there because they got 5 kids who can really play, really shoot great numbers there. I mean, low. So.
Park, you're a big golfer. Did you ever coach golf at West Holmes?
No.
Or an assistant or anything like that?
No, I've already been asked about a few.
You would be great for that.
I got things to do.
Up next is our West Holmes Player of the Week, who was Allie Gill. That's being brought to you by Hummel Insurance. Allie scored 2 game-winning goals last week and 2 Lady Knights wins, both on the road. She's really a dominating presence on the offensive side. And I think something she does very well that a lot of teams may not notice is a lot of forwards, when they lose the ball, they tend to, okay, we'll wait till the midfielders get it back. I'm going to stand around and wait to get it back. Allie does a really good job of going back and playing defense as a forward and then winning the ball back, which is creating her a lot of scoring chances.
Yeah, and it's not like we didn't see this coming. I mean, man, we've seen her coming from a young age.
Yep.
She's really a talented player. Paul, as we stay on the girls here, you've had a chance to work with West Holmes keeper Savannah Rogers a little bit, and you've seen in her a lot of improvement, a good athlete, and the aggressiveness is developing, and I think you really like what you see in her, don't you?
Yeah, she's come a long way, even since the beginning of the year. She just needed a couple of those varsity game experiences, and now she's kind of finally ready for everything, any type of situation that comes at her, and she is extremely athletic.
Yeah, she sure is. Ellie Gilt's in my class at school.
Yeah.
And you won't find a better kid.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. And little Rogers, great chick, great tough kid, fun kid, hilarious kid, works really hard, and really athletic.
Yeah.
So they're 2 really good kids.
And it's tough for goalkeepers sometimes to step into those situations, take over a varsity team, that kind of thing. She doesn't have a ton of size, so she's learning high balls is one of her problems, so we've been working on that a lot of it.
Teaching her some height.
Teaching her some height.
Teach tall, help me out.
Yeah.
You had to have Brady Arnold come in and work with her on jumping.
Yeah.
That would be good. Our next shout out, West Holmes boys soccer team, after 0-4 start, where they took one on the chin from Lexington. They're 2 1-1 since, with wins over Riverview and Madison, and also tied a pretty decent Coshocton team. So looks like Coach Zimmerly really feels that after that tough loss, they've rebounded.
Talking with him the other night, I could really sense in his voice the excitement that he has right now for this team. I think he really feels that they've turned a corner, and they're not real big, but he feels that if they play the way that he wants them to play and they execute, they can win a lot of games this year still. So he seemed very, very genuinely excited.
Yeah, he's pretty passionate about this team and them getting better. I have a shout out that's a little bit off the grid, but I'm going to bring it up because Coach Park knows a lot about it.
There's connection here.
Yeah. Her name's Laura Crawford. She is a senior at Ridgewood. She was absolutely terrific against Garaway the other night. She had 21 kills, 20 digs, 7 blocks. Was a complete netminder the entire match. And in Game 4 when it mattered, Garaway won Game 3. In Game 4 when it mattered, it was 9-8. Sarah Lombard just made a great block. The next 4 points, you saw Crawford turn into a complete. It's kind of like when Kobe takes over a game in the 4th. I mean, that can happen in volleyball. I mean, she literally.
Down the way.
I mean, there were good passes, there were good digs, all that. But I mean, she's the one that's got to smash it. She did it 4 times. They went out to 15-9 lead, and then from that point it was over. So a little bit about Laura, Coach Park. Why don't you tell us?
Yeah, she's actually on Kara's national team. That they won one of the Asian Open qualifiers in Philadelphia and came in the top 15 in the nation last year. And the only bad part for Laura was she was hurt so much. She has such knee issues. And now that's better. She's feeling great. Last we heard, she's playing really well. She's a great, fun kid to be around. And she and Kara are great friends. And they're looking forward to playing a game this spring together next summer and stuff. And she got a full ride to Northern Kentucky to play volleyball.
So she's a division.
She went to a totally unknown person, played in our club team, and went to one tournament, and met the assistant coach from Northern Kentucky, and offered her a full ride about 3 or 4 weeks later. And great kid, great family. And actually, Kara got her car from her dad. So Must be a good person.
Yeah, I mean, she's, for those of you who haven't seen her play, she is a very tall hitter. I mean, she's big.
And she's probably the shortest player on Kara's national team.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a great kid, very good athletic kid.
Yeah, she seemed pretty athletic. I mean, the way she would come, here's my volleyball knowledge for you. She would, the setter would make the set, but she would come around, like almost like blindly, come around her there and just have that sweeping smash against, back against the pressure. And it was just, it was gorgeous. It was literally gorgeous to watch.
She can hit it.
Yeah. Any other shout-outs, Dave?
Well, I want to bring up Mark Slabaugh from Highland Golf. Here's a kid who is pretty consistently diving under par now. I mean, he shot 34 the other day, he shot 35 last night. The 34 was amazing because he got back from the match and was actually upset that he hadn't shot better because he said he felt he left, up to maybe 3 shots on the course that he felt he should have made. So when you're getting to the level where you're mad at a 34, that's really good shooting. I don't care who you are. I mean, I don't care what level you're playing at. 34 is a heck of a score.
That's very good.
And to be under par, under par as consistently as he's been.
Right.
He has really, really played at the next level. He was great last year, but he's picked it up to a higher level this year.
That's a great.
Have you ever shot 34, Mark?
My best is 32.
There you go.
The course record, front 9.
I didn't say that. You brought it up.
You have the course record?
Front 9. I did.
Front 9. Look at him go.
Yeah, Bruce Martin, one of my best friends, has a back 9 record. And Kyle Snagley has a whole course record overall.
What's the course record? This is a course at Fire Ridge.
Is that 60?
Front, I shot 32. Bruce shot 31 in the back, and Kyle would have shot 65, I believe. 4 or 5, 65. We were playing with him when he did it too.
Oh,
That was
Those are all solid numbers.
It was fun.
yeah. What's that feel like?
You guys are just lucky I don't keep score when I play there.
Maybe we should.
Let's say I had like 63 for 65 for 18 for 9
holes.
You did 18. Okay, well, hey, Coach Park, thanks for joining us again. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be there, and of course you can follow us on Twitter. We'll have live updates and video from the Knights game against West Holmes. So make sure you follow us on Periscope too. Something new we're doing from the sidelines. We're doing live videos right from the game. So make sure you follow us on Periscope. We'll be at Madison tomorrow night. The Knights start their conference play, so we'll be on the sidelines there with live updates.
Can you tell people, even for me, how to get the Periscope in the first place? Is it an app for your phone? Is it a website? What
it is an app for your phone. So you need to install the app, or if you follow us on Twitter, every time we start a live broadcast, it tweets out, hey, HolmesCountyTake.com is